Hello and welcome to a look at Wonderboy in Monsterland for the Amiga. A game that was originally designed, developed, made and all that stuff by Sega and was released by Activision for the home computers. The game was converted to just about anything that could be converted to, possibly with the exception of Nintendo. And for those who may not be aware, Nintendo and Sega was constantly at each other's marketing throat. So having one unique character from one developer being published on the other developer's system was very unlikely. Wonderboy and Monsterland apparently seems to be known by its three titles, both Wonderboy and Monsterland, Super Wonderboy and Super Wonderboy in Monsterland, but as far as I can count, all three titles should point to the same game. The plots, because plots are important. A big, nasty, naughty red dragon has taken up residence in Wonderland, and we can't have that. The dragons are generally bad. Doesn't go well with the general scenery of a wonderful land like Wonderland. So, TomTom Wonderboy has been asked if he could be kind enough to go and persuade said red dragon to go and hang around somewhere else. In order to do that, he is given a sword, because being able to fight, I suppose, could be useful if you're trying to deal with a dragon. I don't think you can necessarily talk it into leaving. And some medicine, which is effectively an extra life. Then on he goes, fighting enemies, gathering money, very, very important, buying equipment, solving mini-quests, which is basically take one item to from one location to another kind of stuff, usually a letter, flute or something else. And then improve as it goes, and hopefully you have, by the end of the game, enough equipment and extras and all that stuff in order to beat said dragon. But it's quite a journey to get to that point. Fighting our first boss here, which drops the key for the exit. When you pick up the key after a boss fight, or any item the boss might drop, you'll immediately get ejected from the screen. So jumping over the key, sword, whatever it might be, to pick up the coins is usually quite a good idea, so you get all the coins, because coins are vital for your gaming experience. Just showcasing buying some cloth boots, the cheapest boots you could afford. They affect movement speed, but I will get to that when we talk about controls. Armor will reduce the damage you take. Shields will allow you to block projectiles, and weapons will, better swords will allow you to hit harder, have further reach, and all that kind of good stuff. Weapons are usually, or swords I should say, are usually dropped from mini bosses that you bump into. And of course, as you progress through the game, you will get slightly better upgrades in your weapons department. There are also extra weapons you can buy, in the form of fireballs, bombs, tornadoes, that kind of stuff. And those are bought from a specialty shop that specializes in a certain type of extras, and the shop determines what is available. Obviously, you're not going to get the most powerful extra weapon at the early stages of the game, but if you buy said weapons of whatever kind, then you will use them by holding down and pressing fire. Let's quickly go over the interface while the game is running in the background. Top left, that's your health. Most hits will cause you to lose half a heart. If you run out of health and you don't have a medicine, you game over. Surprise. Underneath that, the amount of gold you have. Underneath that, any potential extra weapons you've obtained. As soon as those are spent, the sword icon will pop back up. Underneath that, you have slots showing which items you're carrying. It could be temporary items, helmets that will prevent you from taking damage from one hit, winged boots which will allow you to fly, that kind of stuff. By the way, just completely overkilling this boss with the bombs. Didn't need to use that many, but well, why not? Underneath the item box you have an hourglass, and every single time that flicks you lose half a heart, so you can't afford to hang around wasting time doing not much. Top of the screen, your score, the high score, and the 3, 10 cent whatever coins in the top right corner are your continues. So the game offers you 3 continues, which is always nice. Let's get the technical aspect out of the way. From a graphical point of view, this has a very distinct cutesy style. I mean, as far as I can understand, Wonderboy is barely a toddler out of his diapers, and that's what he looks like at least. So you can possibly imagine that it's not going to be an overly aggressive looking game. It's going to be very cutesy and very funky and that kind of stuff, and in that regard it does what it needs to do. I think certain sprites perhaps look too clean for the backgrounds, but it is a minor detail, not something that ruins the game. The sounds are, in general, very, very loud. Both the music and the sound effects are, I'd say, quite loud. And the music will possibly get on your nerves after a while, but there is a cutesy style to it, and the same with the sound effects. Again, they serve the purpose they have, and not much more. Don't expect anything super dramatic, because it is a cutesy style game. The controls, they can feel a bit heavy, but that is partially intentional, because you start with no boots at all, and as you get better quality boots you will move faster, and that's where the sluggishness even comes in, because well, better boots alleviates the problem. So it could initially feel like the game is just not coded particularly well, but it is actually something that you can counteract and will counteract and should counteract by getting upgrades. Now, the gameplay. It is a platformer action, very, very light puzzle, adventuring, exploration kind of game thing. And it is very, very easy to begin with, but deceptively so, because gathering coins in order to get upgrades is a vital component, and you may have seen that I've been jumping near just about anything that looks like an item in the background, because that usually hides coins, and gathering as many coins as possible is very, very important to get upgrades, because suddenly the game starts becoming quite, I wouldn't say difficult, but quite a bit more challenging than the early game, and not having had gathered coins to get upgrades means that the game can slap you silly, which is, I'd say, quite annoying and perhaps even a bit frustrating if you did not anticipate that. There's no denying that this game has a very, very relaxed and almost, not almost, it does have a cheerful nature to it. And taking back and just enjoying it for what it is something that's very easy to do, and I don't think that it would take an awful lot of effort to complete this game necessarily. It would probably require a bit of persistence and a bit of jumping all over the place and see what triggers special items, money sacks, money coins, whatever else you might get. If you have it available to give it a go, I can highly recommend giving it a play, because it is quite enjoyable for what it is. On that note, thanks for watching, take care, see you next time, bye bye.